Welcome back, everyone. So today we're going to be making those bar stands, and we're going to be doing the 2 bars instead of the 1, and we're going to be using items that we find around the house so we don't have to spend any money.
So I've watched quite a few videos now, and most of the videos I'll talk about how you can use PVC pipe or other store-bought items. I was like, there's got to be a way to make them with a little bit more household items. So that's what I set out today to find. Dug through everything, and one of the most common things I know in somebody's house, saran wrap, Reynolds wrap, aluminum foil, all have these tubes in the center. And when you're done, most people just throw these away. Well, I held on to one. Then I was like, well, I need more than that to make something, right? I found a few of these. They're for shipping posters and everything, but their overall width of them is perfect for those bracelets. This is perfect for maybe a shorter stand. And I was like, okay, well, we're gonna have one shorter. But then I was like, what can I use for a taller one? And then I started thinking, well, maybe this guy, but he's kind of big. It's another one of the tube ones, but he may come in handy. I might end up using this one. If we can just come in, cut out an oval, straight across, and then have that rest in there. We might do that, because I like the idea of that one. And I also have another household item that most people have in their homes. Are these hangers, these wire hangers, where every time I see them I just want to mommy dearest and no more wire hangers. I don't know why, it's just that movie, it stuck to me. But we even have these little tiny tubes that I thought maybe I could somehow incorporate. And I'm like, we can't just leave this looking like tubes. We cover these after we assemble them and put them together. I was looking for any kind of fabric I had lying around the house, and I came across these old pair of like cotton sweats in black. So it's like, well, the length is perfect to cut down, and the color, and it's easy to cut. So the materials that we're going to need today, and I'll list them on the screen: cardboard tubing, fabric, some kind of yarn or twine. I'm using this black hemp. That's all I could find. A pair of scissors, some skewers for support, which we'll get to in a minute. I'm just using this saw today in case I have to cut anything down. I have some cardboard. Then I'm using this. We're going to be using this. Then you can't just use an empty box. You have to weigh it down with something. So I have an entire bag full of these little those glass beads that people put in fish tanks and everything. Alright, the next items that we will need. We're going to be using a hot glue gun, since I think statistically about 80% of people have a hot glue gun in their home, so that's what we're sticking with. And I just have one of my stickers that I'm thinking of putting on the base when we are all set and done. Let me get a pen and we can start marking this down, and I'll be back. So if you guys have some kind of marker, it's a good time to add that to the list as well. So where to begin? I think assembling should be the first step. I should get the hot glue gun plugged in and ready when we need it. So let's talk about assembly. When we put our posts through into our base, there will be about half an inch, maybe an inch inside my box. And other than just gluing it, you want to secure your base a little bit. So I grabbed some skewers. That what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 holes, even holes, on both sides. We'll put a hole in both sides, and then when we put it through, we can put there and then secure our skewers into the base as well, which will just give a little bit more support so it doesn't tilt and wobble and everything. So we're going to grab one more because I have a feeling I'm going to need a crosshatch one. So we'll have one for each post going in. Yeah, that should be good. Alright, so we're going to get our base cut out first. Just like this. See if I can zoom you guys in just a smidge. There we go. So, I have it marked. We're going to come in and we're just going to draw our circle out. So let's get these cut out. Keep in mind, we want to cut the inner ring, and we want to try to keep as much of that black as possible because that's going to keep it fitted when we put our base or put our post through this part. So now I'm just going to draw a line, this line. You hold your marker up against the ridge of the box and you just twist the tube around it. We'll give you a perfect little line all the way across. Ta-da! Okay. Next step is measuring out how far we want this to sit. And then we're going to draw a line. So right now I'm just doing all the cuts, so it'll be a lot easier. So we're doing one side first. We're going to cut that out, place this in here, and we'll see where it lines up, and then we'll cut that out so it can go straight across. Okay. Okay, so we have that part cut out. We're just going to jump right in. Now that we have that placed, we can come across here, and we can see where it lines up now. We can see where it lines up now, and then go ahead and make our marks. So not only did I mark the top of this, I also marked this tube as well so I can see the depth. Now we're just going to come in, like we did before, line it up, draw our line, and then cut that out. There we go. So we have our opening made. Now let's just make sure the tube fits right across. Yay! But there we go. Now our last cut that I think we're going to be making, other than this little piece of cardboard, is going to be on this tube. So all I did here to make these marks is you line the tubes up at one end, make a mark right where they meet, and then vice versa, that end, make a mark where they meet. And you can see this is an area that's going to be centrally located. Or it's about the width of our posts anyway, so we don't have to mark too much further than that. Just the hole that we're going to be cutting out. Okay, so we got our hole cut out. Like this without a saw and a round bit or a Dremel or any of those fun tools. Keeping it simple. Simple today, right? Now I gotta make sure this fits. Come on. Might need to cut a little bit more there. Alright, let's try this. So I cut a bunch of little tiny cuts around it. And then, perfect. So this is where we're going to need the corners of this. So we're going to cut 2 corners off. So as you can see, it's not very stable. So what we need to do is once we have it set up, we'll come in using our little triangles and we'll glue those right along as support. So let's actually get this one glued on real quick. Some hot glue all the way up and around the edge. Repeat that same process. We're just going to come around with the hot glue And we want to come in with our little cardboard supports. And once I have it on, I'm just going to come in. So we have one support down, let's get the other one on. So we have our lower arm done. All that's left is coming in, painting it, putting the fabric over it, and just making it look pretty. But no more wobble, nice and taut. And all it was some cardboard and some hot glue. Alright, next one. Yep. Once again, hot glue. But there we are. So we have our taller one and our shorter one all set. Now that we have those two done, now we can work on the base. Let's apply our holes real quick, and I'll be right back. Hopefully this first half of the video is going to make a lot more sense during editing, but I had a mishap. I ended up deleting the first half of the video off my SD card and found a really cool program to recover deleted files, or if you accidentally format your SD card, this program will also recover all the deleted files even when it's formatted. So if you guys are interested in that, leave a comment below and I can send you guys the link and a few other links on how to use it. Back to this. I got the two holes going this way. Now I gotta put one going this way, and then we can apply it on here. And I also have to get the holes placed into this one, so when I put the skewers across, it'll line up. So let's get that real quick. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can see in there very well, but I have all the holes placed. Now let's do the same thing to this one. And then we can get those glued into our base. Alright, so I have all the holes placed. We're going to start with the small one. Get into here. We're going to line it up with the markings that we already have on here. So I'm going to come in right now and we're just going to apply the glue around on both sides to hold this in place. And we're just going to repeat that same thing on the opposite side. There we go. Hot glue. Right. So let's see if I can get this in here. I should have put it in first, but it's sliding right across.
Alright, so now that we got all of our skewers glued down and secured, that way everything stays in place and it gives a little bit more support to your posts. We gotta fill this, then we're gonna come in and apply the base. But we gotta fill with all our glass beads for the weight first. Alright, so now that everything's filled, let's get our lid. And now we're just going to apply a little bit of hot glue right here in the circle. And then let's get this down. Then we'll quickly get the lid on after this is glued. And then we can flip this over. So now that we have this flipped over, we have to come in with our hot glue and we're going to glue all the ridges together. Alright, so everything is glued down and secured and all in place. Now we can look at covering this up with our fabric on both ends. So let's get everything set up for that. Oh, before I forget, I made this cute little sign holder out of the scrap parts that we cut off, and we're just going to glue this right up here, right in front. So let's get that all glued down and set in place. Now let's look at our spray paint. So I'm going to be using this iron lac and gold, which I'm mainly using to cover the base and the posts. So let's get this all sprayed down and I'll be right back. So here we have it. We have our base all spray painted golden. And so let's take a look at our fabrics. I pre-cut them, hoping they will be the right length and fit, and they look good so far. And then on the ends of these tubes, those little plastic parts pop out, which is going to make it a lot easier, especially when it comes to applying, because you can sit here and you can tuck everything in, right like that, right on the end. Alright, so let's get our base down. So I'm just measuring everything out, making sure it's going to cover the base. Then I'm going to mark out where it is that we're going to glue, and we're just going to cut and form up and around. So let's get the glue down so we can at least get our base glued to the fabric. Like this. Alright, and then from here, I'm just going to kind of fast forward to the base covered in fabric. Okay, so here we have the base is all done. It's looking good. It's all hot glued off and secure. And I cut some ribbon for the end, so when we apply the fabric to both arms, it'll look good on both ends. And I ran out of hot glue, so I had to use this double-sided sticky tape, which I have pre-cut for you guys, because I didn't buy enough hot glue. So let's get this part first secured on the left. We're just kind of measuring out where we're going to use it, and then we're going to do that on this other side, just applying without taking off the other seal, just applying it to the bottom of each arm, because that's where we're going to make our first application of the fabric. Alright, so this next part is going to go quick. I'm just applying the sticky tape to the bottom and applying the fabric, making sure to press firmly. Then I'm going to be tucking in all the sides, making sure it's all nice and set, and applying more sticky tape to fasten it down. And you'll just see it's just applying and pressing and pulling and tightening and making sure it all looks nice and pretty. And doing this to both of the arms, just cutting off any of the strays and making sure everything just looks good. You know, just glue and tape and pressing, and it's just a lot of work. It was time consuming, but that's why I wanted to fast forward this for you guys, so you don't have to sit through any more long boring tutorial. And you can see here I have the ribbon that I'm just applying to both ends, just to give both ends a finished look. And then I have two more pieces that I'm going to apply to the front, but using that twine yarn that we had from before, all I did was apply it to the center here, just to kind of tighten up that center. And now I'm applying that ribbon. Alright, so I'm applying the sticker to the front for the little sign. Make sure that it's all nice and straight. There we go. And just doing some finishing touches, like a quick spray paint on the end caps so they're not white anymore. Now let's just clean up the workspace. And there we have it.
And here we are. So from the front, we have our little sign. Nice and sturdy. Cardboard. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys want to see more fun ideas for shows and everything made from things found around the house? Was this easy enough to follow? Just leave a comment. If you guys like this, thumbs up, hit share if you think this is useful for other people. And as always, you guys have an amazing night, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!